Gather around. It's time for the show to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
All right, there were so many matches this year that were just too much.
So this won't be a shocker because we've had a handful of really awesome matches that we just can't stop talking about.
How many times have these guys fought? Like it's been quite a bit.
I've been saying this all year. They're just so great to watch. We saw the heel turn coming, and then when it happened, nice and bloody, both dramatic and beautiful.
You are now entering the ring with Chutes and Ladders podcast. Here are your hosts, Desiree and Jason.
Chutes and Ladders, AEW All In predictions. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
All right, we are diving headfirst into one of the biggest shows of the year, AEW All In. Des, let's get right to it. What are your first impressions heading into this monster event?
I'm excited. I think this is really good, and AEW is known to put on some really great pay-per-views, and really great top-notch matches, so I cannot wait to see what happens.
Let's kick things off with the AEW Women's World Title match. Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. Des, this one's got all the makings of a show stealer. What are your thoughts on the matchup, and what's your grade?
100%, you are right. And we already know who I'm after to win just because Mercedes has a ridiculous amount of belts right now. If you see her walk out, I think she's got like 6 or 7 titles. I'm like, do you even know what titles you hold? And so, yeah, let's, shut down her ego a little bit and let Toni Storm really put her in her place. It's going to be an awesome match just because of Toni itself. And, she's going to take down Mercedes. She's going to break her streak. So, yeah, it's going to be one of the best matches of the night. So I'm going to give it an A. All
right. I sadly am going to go with Mercedes Moné. Listen, blame the internet, not me. I just think there's such a push behind her right now. So she may take the win, but the story's far from over. I think this feud's got some legs. I see this feud continuing past All In. As for the match itself, I'm definitely going to give this an A. It's a big fight feel and a big time delivery.
It'll be a good one.
All right, next one. This was one I'm not motivated at all, but the Hurt Syndicate versus Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. A battle of hard-hitting styles and high-flying action. Des, who you got in this one, and what's your grade for the match?
I think the Hurt Syndicate's gonna win just because they're bigger, and I just don't see them losing. It's not that I'm not excited, but I'm just very indifferent to this match compared to the other, and that's just because the card is really pretty decent. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Hurt Syndicate just kicking their ass.
Gotcha. What's your grade?
I'll give it like a B.
All right, I'm gonna be more harsh. I'll give this a C. I'm not excited about this match at all.
I can tell.
All right, this match, I am the AEW International Championship. We have Omega versus Okada, 2 legends, 1 title, and a whole lot of history between them. Des, who you got in this dream match, and what's your grade for it?
I got Omega. Kenny is just a legend, and everyone loves him, but he's going to unify the titles, and it's going to be an amazing match just because of how great and technical these two are. So it's going to be a really great show. But I definitely see Kenny just taking the win in this one. So I'm going to give it, I'll give it like an A-.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I just have a slight feeling Okada's going to take this one. What? Yeah, I know. Listen, Kenny always puts on a great match. I just think that this is going to continue their feud, so this is a reason for them to kind of fight more. And I think they're just going to hold it's going to be a good match, but they're holding back for just something a little bit bigger down the line. But yeah, I'll give Okada, but listen, I can see Omega winning also.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will give this an A though.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, men's gauntlet. Okay, let's talk about chaos. You never know who's going to show up or how it's going to go down, but the winner gets obvious. The winner is going to get the spotlight shined on them. Des, who you got coming out on top, and what's your grade for this wild one?
I have no idea. And the reason why is when you start thinking of the roster and what's been going on lately, you're like, who really could it be? And you never know. You know what? My my immediate one was MJF.
That's
Just
what I had
because,
originally.
he's obnoxious, and you know what? I love seeing him win, and it's just because he's just, he is who he is. So, I would not be upset if it was any other. It really could be anybody, but I just know it's going to be purely chaotic, and you're going to see some really awesome spots in this. But yeah, I'm going to go with our Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Sounds good. What's your grade?
You know what? I'll give it I think it's going to be fun to watch. So I'll give it an A minus.
Okay, sounds good. A minus a fair grade. I'll go ahead and agree. Since I really have no idea, and I don't know if anyone does, I don't think there's even betting odds. I'm just going to go with the sleeper pick, and if it happens, I'm going to brag. Tom Lawler.
Okay.
Yeah, just cause. I think it would be kind of fun. I actually like him as a wrestler, and it would be fun. Just listen, everybody else is established. Elevate someone new. Why not? So I'm going Tom Lawler. For no real reason.
All right.
Why not?
That's fair.
All right, women's gauntlet. All right, now let's talk about this match. High stakes, big surprises, and a title opportunity on the line. Des, who got taken this one, and what's your grade for the match?
This one's tough just because we've already been seeing like little bits and pieces of like the four-way tag match just a couple of weeks ago with the women, and I'm trying to go through my head. The only one that really sticks out to me just because of her size and just how strong she is Chris Statlander.
That's what I have. That's so funny.
Yeah, and she's the only one because the other ones are kind of like tags, and then or they just it doesn't make sense storyline wise creatively for them to win. So the only one that's been popping up in my head is Chris. So I'm going with her. She's a strong girl. She deserves it. Let's go for it.
Sounds good. And what's your grade for this match?
I think it'll be decent. I'll give it like a B.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I have a feeling this could be the sleeper match of the night, so I'm going to give it an A minus.
Okay.
Okay. Switching gears, let's talk Swerve and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, two of the most exciting teams in the world going head to head. Des, who you got winning this epic tag team showdown, and what's your grade for this match?
Okay, so they added stipulations to this. So if the Young Bucks lose, they lose their titles of being EVPs. If Swerve and Ospreay lose, they lose their chance to go after the title for 1 year. Blows my mind. So that right there just tells me there is no way in hell that Swerve and Will Ospreay cannot go after a title within the year. So, and then the fact that they're just amazing. We love them. They're so over, and they're just so good in the ring. And I can't stand the Young Bucks anyway. So I cannot not see Swerve and Ospreay winning. So our boys are going to win. It's going to be a really awesome match, really awesome spots, a lot of high flying, and they're going to just tear up their asses. So it's going to be an A match.
Yes, 100% A match. I'm with you. Swerve and Ospreay, they're way too over. The crowd will actually erupt. I think if it would be in their best interest, I had the second to last to basically springboard the crowd into the main event. All right, now it's time for the big one, the AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page, two of the big toughest guys in the business going head to head for his top prize. Des, who you got going out as champion, and what is your grade in this match?
This is going to be a hell of a match. This one's going to be good. I love Mox, but I also like Hangman, and there is a lot in favor for Hangman. He's got the momentum of winning the Owen Hart win there, and then he's going to be in Texas. And this has been like a 3-year buildup for him to win. And the fact that Moxley has not had the best run that we can all collectively say. So it only makes sense for Hangman to win. And just the fact that he'll win in Texas and just like this long story of him. He's going to finish his story, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be an A+ match. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be nasty. And I love it. And as much as I don't want Mox to ever lose, this one he will. And it's going to be a good one. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
100%. Everything you just said. A+ match. Let Hangman win in Texas. And I think this would be a great way to end one of their biggest events of the year.
Yeah. Good.
All right. Now that being said, what are your final thoughts on this on this card, and what is your final grade?
I'm not upset with this. I know they're going to add a few more matches, most likely. I get it, but like I said in the very beginning, they're notorious for really awesome quality matches. So I'm not going to be disappointed. So, with the mix, with everything, I'll give it like a B+.
Sounds good. I will give it an A-. I actually will be a little bit nicer, just because if everything kind of goes down the way we think, I think sparks are going to fly, the crowd's going to erupt, you're going to have some new champions, and I just think it'll be a good match.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
All right, that actually wraps up this episode. What are your thoughts on All In? Shoot us a DM at the Shoots and Ladders. Like always, please like, share, and subscribe both on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right, until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Have a good week. Bye, friends.
This has been Shoots and Ladders. Follow us for more content.